There I was, just minding my own business. I was working out, listening to the Grand Line review, and he offhandedly mentioned Sapphire and its connection to Saturn. And I was like, ah! So I had to Google it, and sure enough, is St. Jaygarcia Saturn Bonney's biological father?
I don't know!
I mean, maybe. I see the general sentiment online that Oda probably won't reveal the identity of Bonney's biological father, and I happen to agree with that idea. But much like in Dressrosa, that SBS where he basically confirmed that Dofi had some, let's call it adult interactions with Viola, this could be breadcrumbs left for us to connect the dots.
How could this have happened?
The last few chapters have been about Kuma's tragic life. Thanks for that, by the way, Oda, as if I needed another reason to get up and be unhappy in the morning. Ginny died of an illness known as Sapphire Scale. Sapphire Scale reminds me of Grayscale from Game of Thrones. This rocky stuff starts growing on your body. It just happens to be all blue. The disease is fatal, and exposure to natural light will kill you. As far as we know, Ginny contracted this while she was up with the Celestial Dragons. Sapphire Scale seems to be hereditary because Bonney has it too. And while I doubt we're gonna get this confirmed, I think it's pretty safe to say Sapphire Scale is some sort of world noble STD. Perhaps when the blood of the Celestial Dragons or Gorosei mixes with normal humans, diseases are the result. Plus, if the Gorosei are some sort of ancient creature, it would stand to reason that they could have some ancient diseases that we don't really know about. Where we are now in the flashback, Kuma is raising Bonney and trying to protect her, but she apparently only has a few years to live, which we know isn't the case. She is currently alive in the manga, unless she's a clone. Please, Oda, don't. In astrology, Sapphire is associated with the planet Saturn. St. Jaygarcia Saturn is the Gorosei who is present on Egghead Island, and that is an odd coincidence. But as we look back on the chapters, it starts to make a little more sense. When Bonney saw this crazy demonic fucker show up on the battlefield, most people were like, ooh. Bonney saw him, immediately made the connection to Kuma, and stabbed the dude. And Saturn's reaction to his impaling made me think of that clip from the Boondocks.
If I didn't want to get peed on, I'd just move out the way.
Kuma is showing up at Egghead, probably to die in my opinion. It's great, it's all so fun. We get a tragic recap of his tragic life so that he can then go die. At least he'll protect Bonney. He'll probably see Luffy in Gear 5 and die with a smile, so that's good. This could be a great setup, a historic battle. Bonnie's dad versus her biological father. Daddy versus father. Daddy the father. Daddy the father is gonna show up at Egghead and waste Saturn. Holy shit, confirmed. Screenshot this. Screenshot this. For a while I was thinking that Kuma was gonna go full Android 16 on Saturn, you know, blow himself up to try and take the dude out. But of course that wouldn't work, and then everyone would be like, oh no, Kuma, fuck. But the connection and the history go mad deep now. Saturn wanted Kuma as a slave, he played the long game to get his way. And hey, what's 40 or 50 years to someone who's probably immortal? Going a little deeper, tons of people have pointed out that Saturn's design is heavily inspired by the Ushi Oni, a creature from Western Japanese folklore. The lore for this little cutie spends a lot of time talking about, you guessed it, people falling ill. Just encountering this Ushi Oni would result in catching an illness. So it's possible that Ginny wasn't with just any celestial dragon. Maybe she was with this one, who is based on a nightmare creature known for giving people incurable sapphire-related diseases. And I don't know where else to mention this, but on the topic of Sapphire, Bonnie's birthday is September 1st. Take a wild guess what the birthstone for September is. Man, all this research Google is probably thinking I'm like a crystal girly right now. Interestingly, in Roman mythology, Saturn was described as a god of time and of generations, which could directly reference Bonnie's powers. But he's also referred to as the god of abundance, wealth, agriculture, periodic renewal, and liberation. Perhaps she was with this one, who's based on a nightmare creature known for giving people incurable diseases. The disease is just, sapphire related in this case, I guess. There's tons of subversion in chapter 1098. The very belief in the sun god is being turned on its head. The sun, the symbol of Nika, and countless other references to freedom is now the very thing that will end your life. Instead of freedom, the sunlight becomes the oppressor with this disease. What a perfect way for our big bad guys to exert their force on the world. These are truly some of our endgame antagonists. There's really only one man we need to fear more than them.